Hello, hillbilly bee man.
And Parton's Heritage Homestead here. We're both videoing for our channels because we have made some really big decisions this year. And I'm kind of excited because this is, for the first time, hubby's idea. So let's see what we go from here.
Hopefully y'all like it. This is a tea time, coffee time, whatever you want to call it. Just to sit down and talk to y'all. Yeah, we had a bittersweet day yesterday. Come home, found our bees had actually died from the cold weather we had received here a while back. Just recently, well, most of them died. Let me put it this way: 95% of them died during the cold snap. And
the real cold snap, where we were down to about 7 to 8 degrees for the lows.
Yeah, and then the younger bees was still alive. It also got the queen. I didn't know that, so I went down there to check on them, and the young bees was dead now, and they was laying in the bottom of the hive.
And just so you all know, we can't really go through the hives in the wintertime. Technically, we're supposed to wait till spring or when it is really warm enough, because if she had brood in the box, it would have killed off all the young.
Right. So yesterday was warm enough where I could actually go into it. This is my first year beekeeping. There's going to be mistakes, and I made a big, terrible mistake by not decreasing the entrance and pulling at least one of the honey supers off. Instead, I left 2 honey supers on. Well,
and that's where this come from.
Yeah. But I know God's going to take and bless us this year.
I highly agree.
I took God spoke to me after before I even went down there. It would come to my attention from our pastor. They'd like to get some of our honey, and I was looking at, well, maybe once they start, putting on this spring, I'd be able to give them some honey and all that. Well, I come home, went in my box, found out they was dead, and I had 2 honey supers there, and God's like, you've got 2 honey supers there full of honey, and people that would love to have some of that honey, but you cannot sell it.
Now, folks, let me stop you right there for just a second.
Right.
Understand what he's telling you. This has not happened to him in quite a few years.
But when God speaks,
yes,
I step out.
He does. He does, and that's what I was saying.
I do what God leads me to do, and when God says something, I'm the first to put my foot out and start walking. I'm ready to go.
He is, and that's why I knew this was God speaking, because here's the scenario. With all the honey that we actually got from this hive, if we were to sell this honey, we would have exactly enough for another batch of bees. And that's what the ironic thing was about this. But he was given the message, don't sell it. So this is how I knew what his testimony is. I know this to be very true, but it's something that it hasn't happened to him in a long time. So I'm listening hard.
So, God said, take it to church and bless those at church.
And what a blessing it was.
So I took it to church after we got it. We worked hard last night.
It's about what, 9, 10 o'clock before we
got
done?
Done. Yeah. To get it extracted and everything. I know it was a little soon to get it extracted because there's still air bubbles in it that you got to set and wait and all that. But I had to get it to the church. I had to give it to the people. And so I went ahead and got it to them and everything. And which I did do a prayer on Facebook over the honey and over the people, that each of the honey, that God takes and pour out his blessings upon them and for healing.
That's amazing. And I will tell you, the folks that received this honey, they brought tears to my eyes. The gratitude, the hugs, it was such a blessing. You know, sometimes what we see is our demise or our thorn in our side or devastation. God can really turn that around and make such a blessing out of it. And those folks this morning, they touched me. Ooh, Lord, they touched me.
But what I'm getting at, when you got God in your life and he tells you to do something, don't sit around, procrastinate, and, oh, I can't do that, I can't do this. Because when you do that, you're missing out on God's blessing on you.
Yeah.
And when you do, when that happens, you're going to wish you would have listened the first time around. Because then you're going to have things come in your past, or in your path, I should say, that is going to take, and you're going to see the hard times. You think you've seen hard times now, but once you get to those other hard times that God could have took and steered you around or hurdled you over that next hard time, well, you're going to hit it head on. Anyway, what I'm getting at, when God says to bless somebody,
listen
to him. Get up and go out and bless them. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Bless them, because you're fixing to get tenfold back to you.
And we're not actually promoting God as this magician. There's just something within us. Now, mind you, as you are finding out, we are faith-based. We are Christians, and we have always run this homestead. Every time I planted all of our plants, I'd always pray over them. But there's just something about this year that we cannot describe. So we are taking heed to what's going on, and we are seeing, for example, this year, instead, even though that we've had a devastation, we're going to actually be blessed, not once, but twice over, because we're going to be able to order 2 sets of new bees.
Yes.
And that's amazing. Now, it's not from what we sold. It's the resources that is being provided to us to allow us to do that.
Right.
And then the fact is, changing the whole aspect of how we're running this homestead, the plants being done in sequence instead of all at once. It's like we are seeing this major shift. After 5 years, there's a major shift going on this homestead, from our bees to, together. Yes, he is the hillbilly bee man, and I'm part Heritage Homestead. However, we're a team on this whole entire place.
We're actually work as a team.
We do.
When I'm not at work, I'm helping her. She's fixing to be helping me whenever we get together out here. So
we're going to be doing a lot of tackling things together, working together, which is something else different. We've done always our separate thing, and this year it's more like we're being led to team up.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to describe this.
And we can't wait for this spring.
We can't.
We still got we got 2 packages of we're going to be getting 2 packages of bees. Fixing to order them before long. I've got 2 queens already ordered, and I ain't even got no bees to put them with. But anyway, I know God's going to provide, and we've got
quails we're looking at getting.
Looking at getting quails, looking at getting some pheasant eggs, and start hatching some pheasant eggs where we have pheasants. And we got 2 other queens ordered, which we're going to look at before long. We're going to start building our swarm traps, getting them ready. I've got some small ones, and I got 1 big one. I tend to like the bigger swarm traps better. Because the little ones, yeah, you might get the little small swarms, you know, maybe or maybe not have a queen in them.
Right, that's been our biggest problem.
But so I'm looking at building more hives, more bigger swarm traps.
In hopes to actually have a queen with them instead of without. Those have been what we've learned with them. We could catch them, but without a queen, they would not stay long, and they just swarm right off. They come to feed off of us.
That's what I'm getting the queens for, is to actually look at them and see which ones are queenless and which ones are queen right. And if they're queenless, I'll introduce one of our queens that I ordered over into it. That way, hopefully, we can get them to stay and survive and be able to start thriving. And also, I'm going to start working on doing our own queen rearing out of our own stocks that we get. Because if I can do that, then when I do splits and stuff, we can actually put our own queens over into our splits.
And a lot of this that we're adding new, I mean, in a way, there are homesteaders who do that. I mean, a lot of them may not, but there are quite a few that they will profit off what they do in their homesteads. Our honey can very much help us keep buying our feed. You know, using our resources on our farm, keeping what we need first, and then being able to expand where we can keep investing into our homestead. And that's kind of like a goal. Yet, at times, we can still bless. You know?
I don't know if we can call this a coffee tea time or a heart-to-heart.
I don't know. One of the two. I guess it's both, though.
Right.
We're just sitting here with our coffee, that's all.
And what's left of my tea.
Yeah, right? But, I mean, it's just that we could, and I guess that's the example what we're showing now. What we just went through, we could just throw our hands up, say we're done, and we're just not going to do this no more. We could be so heartbroken after going on 5 years and saying, you know, how much more can we take? We just can't do this anymore. But we're not doing that. It's not meant for us to do that. This is our life. We thoroughly enjoy what we do. We're healthier with what we do. And to give this up now, we sit down and think about it, and it doesn't compute in our brain. It just doesn't work.
Most people don't understand why I deal with bees. And most people have a serenity garden or somewhere where they can just go and sit and think, that's my bees. That's my serenity. A lot of times I like to take my chair down there out in front of the hives and just sit and watch my bees come in and out. I get a lot of peace that way, and it's one of God's creatures, and they're fascinating. And
yeah, they're more than just pollinators. You know, until we started raising bees, I never really understood or even seen the beauty within them. They are just, they're amazing. The things that they can do, I've been so naive. I really have. I just looked at them as they were pollinators and that's it. Oh, without them, we know we can't survive without them. We understand that. But to raise them, they are fascinating creatures. They blow my mind.
And they're strong too.
They are.
I've seen them chew through wood to get into structures
Mm-hmm.
to where they can build them a home. They'll pick out the grout around brick where they can make their home in behind it. I mean,
Still not strong enough to hang my laundry though. They
No.
try, but
No.
they still can't do it.
yeah, they'll let you know at least you're doing something right whenever
Right.
you're doing it. I mean,
Right?
or at least they're pretending like they're hanging them up when you're sitting there.
That.
But anyway, we just wanted to come on here, share a little bit about who we are,
What
And
we're
what
fixing
we're-
to do.
what we're fixing to do, what we're about. Yes, I know I put up some videos cooking on the grill and stuff like that. A lot of y'all don't like that, so I'm slacking off on that. Trying to get more into the beekeeping stuff.
That's more of who you are, anyways.
Yes, that's me. I'm the beekeeper, or trying to be the beekeeper. Let me put it that way. I'm not a beekeeper yet until I can keep bees. Remember
And
that.
on my side of it, it's yes, a big portion of our life is homesteading. But I have started incorporating more of the Mediterranean and the low carb because, again, you've already known that, and I've explained that he's a diabetic, but we're trying to utilize, it's almost as if this place was created for us for every situation we did not see coming.
Right.
Or things that already had happened that we didn't know about, and that was our bees.
Right.
And so with everything set into place, it was the perfect setting for our life and our lifestyle and the new things that came, like his diabetes. So we incorporate this all in one bundle for our life, and we've become so adapted to it that it's like natural. And so when you see the mixes in our videos, it's because it's a mix in our life. We're blessed with so many different talents and different ideas that we just form this massive team.
Right. And we're still learning in a lot of areas.
We are.
So don't think that we're just this here person that knows it all. And,
No.
I'll
be the first to tell you I don't.
And has it all, on a
Figured
script and figured out and all that. No, that's not us.
Nope.
You're going to get it raw from us. I mean,
Just like we are.
you're going to learn right along with us. We're learning. Just like when she does her cooking, she tests me on it, and then she'll say, okay, if this is good enough for you to have it with your diabetes, then I'll post it.
Yep.
That's just the way, it goes on that.
And just like my plants, I mean, if I'm just like now, I'm learning from my mistakes. If I plant something early, now see, I've never done that before.
Excuse the bright light over here. That's actually her plants over here.
But what I'm learning is, if I plant too early. Now, every year I would do everything at the same time. And you ever heard that old saying, when you do something over and over, you just keep going around this mountain with the same effects, no changing. And I had done this for 3 years solid. And I'm at the point this year, I'm done going around this mountain. So my growing will be in spurts. And I look forward to having him with me on this one, because it's just something about this year is even changed, even with him and I, to be able, and I'll be honest with you, these coffee together moments, I don't think in our life you would have ever seen this before. So that's it's a big change for us, because there's something growing even inside of us and our marriage and our life, and It's a blessing, y'all, and I can't explain it any way than that. It's a blessing. Our life,
Yep.
we're blessed, even through the hard times. We are blessed.
Sure. And just wanted to let y'all know what we're doing. We're actually, you can put it in one perspective, let go and let God.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing. Letting Him guide us which way to go and where to go.
We may have an opportunity come up. We're not going to mention yet because that may be a surprise, and then we're just going to see where this goes. But if this
'Cause
opportunity,
it may or may not happen.
Right.
We're checking into it and see.
But if it's a will to be done, it would be a really huge blessing for him and I, and a great opportunity to help others in a huge way. So we're just praying about this one, and we're waiting to see what's going to happen.
And be the hillbilly bee man. And we'll catch you later.
And I'm Parton's Heritage Homestead. Until next time, much love to y'all.
God bless each and every one of you.
Amen.